Hello and welcome to another video. It's good to have you along. My name is Elmo. You can call me this guy because my surname is Garilainen and there's a J in there somewhere as well. Today I'm taking another look at the Marshall Code 50 because I already took one look and I wasn't very impressed. But I'm going to give it a second chance. So let's do that after the intro. Alright, so today I'm taking another look at the Marshall Code 50. I already did a review of this, and if you haven't seen that, the link's below in the description. I was not impressed by this amp at all. In fact, quite the opposite. I called it all kinds of ugly names, basically. And what happened was that I got a lot of feedback in the comments section. Some people were very happy that I was so honest. Some people were less than happy because I said something bad about an amp that they love. And people seem to have a vested interest. I don't know why. But anyway, some people were, let's say, less than polite in their comments. Some people were constructive. And that's great. So I got a couple of suggestions I'd try. One was that you don't go through the presets that, because I did in the video, but that you build a sound from scratch, which if this works, I have to say it's a big design flaw by Marshall because you want the presets to be thereabouts and then you can tweak those, but I found that the presets were nowhere near. But I am going to try to build a plexi type sound from the ground up. And someone also said that they use a pedal, I think it was a tube screamer and something else, to kind of deal with certain EQ problems that this amp has. Now, what I suspect is that nothing will save the speaker because I think the speaker is horrible. I can't test that because it doesn't have a speaker out. But I'm willing to be surprised and I'm willing to amend my opinion if this produces something better this time. So, what do I have here? I have absolutely nothing at all. I have nothing, no amp, no power amp, and no cab. This is what it sounds like now. That's just I don't know what it is because it's not modeling anything at all. So I'm just going to add a preamp and that's going to be a plexi. So this is what you get when you add the plexi and I haven't tweaked this sound at all. Okay, I have to say, instantly this is much better than anything I found in the other video, especially the plexi preset that it had. So, I'm just going to try my Fender Yngwie Malmsteen overdrive into this amp because seemingly it handles pedals quite well. So, this is what you get. I have the pedal set up so that level is halfway and gain is full. Yeah, it's better, but it's still honky and boxy and a bit plasticky. So let's see what we get when we add a power amp. Okay, so now we have a power amp. I'm not sure which one it is. I'll just play and then check and then see if we can get some other kind of sound with another power amp. Not great. I'll add the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen overdrive. One thing that one guy commenting said was that you need to play this, if you're using the speaker, you need to leave the cab simulation off. Others disagreed. I tried it afterwards and this was the sound that I got. Not very nice. Let's try the pedal. Yes, well, not great. I'll try changing the power amp. Okay, so that was the classic Marshall 100 watt power amp. Now this is vintage Marshall 30 watts. Let's see what this sounds like. Whoops. Okay, so now we're getting that weird low-end stuff that I didn't like in the previous video. I'll try it with the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen overdrive again. No. Before I start tweaking this, I'll add a cab to see if it improves the sound. Okay, so the cab is the 1936. Again, really muddy. Try with the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen. I'll try changing cabs. Alright, so this is the 1912 cab. With the Yngwie overdrive. Yeah, I'll see what other cabs do as well. Okay, so the 1960. Throughout the range it has a whole lot of bass going on, so I'll just drop bass. And coincidentally I have the bass now at 9 o'clock since I've dropped it, and I have middle and treble just over halfway. So I'll add a bit of middle especially, so middle is now at 3 o'clock. Fender. It's not sounding brilliant. I'll see another cab again. 1960V. Another cab, 1960 HW, I think it's the hand-wired, this one that I have behind me. Again, huge amounts of bass, even with the bass rolled off. Fender. Alright, so I'll try tweaking the power amp a bit. I went back to the 1912 cab, which sounds like this. I don't know if it sounds best, but it's not the worst one at least. And with the pedal it sounded like this. So, I can live with that. Let's see what the power amp controls do. Okay, let's see resonance first. So I dropped resonance all the way down from 3.8, so it goes from 0 to 10. It was at 3.8, now it's at 0, so now it sounds like this. Without the pedal first. Going to 10. So now it sounds like this. Okay, so I'll get rid of resonance because that at least adds huge amounts of low end. So now it's at 0. And with the pedal. I'm not crazy about this sound. I think it sounded better with just the preamp, so I'll try switching off the power amp and see how it sounds just with the preamp and the cab simulation. Again, it's a different kind of annoying. I'll try switching cabs still to, let's say, the hand-wired and see how it responds with just the preamp. So now it sounds like this. Alright, a couple of more things I'll add back the power amp and just check the difference between with the power amp and without. So here is with the power amp. a bit of delay. Okay, so now it has a bit of delay going. Yeah, well, it is sounding better. I'll give it that much. And now I don't know how much better it's actually sounding because I've been sitting here now for a while playing it, but this is definitely better than what I had last time. But it's still not great. So, what's the verdict? Well, it's 269 euros. That's not a lot. So, you always have to keep budget in mind when reviewing stuff. And for 269 euros, that's not bad. But on the other hand, it's not great either. And if you factor in the fact that if you want to gig with this thing, you have to buy the foot switch, because what are you going to do with it otherwise? That'll raise the cost quite a lot. Now, we can't test the speaker out because there isn't a speaker out. It would be great to try it with a proper cab, like I did with the Boss Next Tone, because that has a speaker out. Now, it not having a speaker out, that's a huge problem for me. And you'd have to change the speaker, which of course is possible, I guess, because now you'd have to change the speaker to actually see how much of a difference that makes. And if it becomes a better amp with a better speaker or a better combo amp with a better speaker, then great. But that raises the costs even more. Okay, so now I've been using a pedal, but it has a built-in pedal function as well, so you can use one of the built-in pedals, and I just chose the overdrive, and now it sounds like this. All right, final kind of verdict. Now, some of the problems I did manage to get rid of, like in the previous video, it did this really weird kind of farting type thing with the low end. I managed to get rid of that by tweaking the resonance of the cab, but it's still sounding funny, and you can get it sounding better with an external pedal. One of the problems that I have with this amp is the amount of tweaking that you have to do, because, I mean, tweaking is fine if you're trying to find a sweet spot, something that goes from being good to very good or to brilliant. But with this, it's kind of tweaking something that's bad and trying to find something that's better. And when you find something that's better, it's still not good. That's why I don't like tweaking the Code 50. I like tweaking the Fractal Audio Axe-FX because, hey, out of the box it sounds great, and then you tweak it and it starts sounding even better, and you can do brilliant stuff with this. With this, it feels like an uphill struggle all the time. And okay, granted, this is 270 euros 269, and the Fractal is a bit more than that. But I don't know. I mean, you can get it to sound better, but it's still not good. Now, budget. I mean, budget will have to come into the consideration. It's a cheap amp, but is it really that cheap, considering that if you want to gig with it and or use it live, or even in band practice, it would be best to have the foot switch, and that's an added cost. Now, then you have the speaker. I'm suspecting that one of the biggest reasons that this amp isn't a brilliant amp, or is a bad amp in my opinion, is the speaker. I had the same thing with the Boss Next Tone, but the thing about the Boss Next Tone is that it has a speaker out, so you can connect a different cab to it and try. You can see how it changes the sound. With this, you can't. So, that's a big problem. Because if you want to have a better speaker, you have to invest in a speaker. So suddenly you have a foot switch and then a speaker. And if you're going the way that some people have gone and using external pedals to make it sound better, that's an added cost as well. And then we're starting to get into the kind of money where maybe you should just get something else that's better. This has basically all the tricks. Maybe not. The reverb I tried last time isn't brilliant. The delay, okay, but I mean, you can get that stuff in a different box, something like the Katana. I don't like the Katana either, but at least it's better than this. The Boss Next Tone doesn't do as many different things as this, but it's better, and it's actually very good when connected to a proper speaker. Okay, so bottom line, for me that is I don't like it at all. I think it's a complete waste of space, like I said in the previous video. The sound got better, but it's still not something that I would use. And yeah, if you're watching a review now, so the point of the whole review is to be honest, and a review is always a subjective thing. The objective thing, the object is here, and I have my subjective reaction to this. You might have a different reaction to it, and that's all good. But me being honest is that this is totally crap. Yeah, that's my honest to God opinion. And now you can find other reviews online saying other things. They might honestly think this is better. Then there are those reviews who are trying to sell this amp. So be careful with those, because I'm not trying to sell this amp. Well, I will be trying to sell this amp to someone. But yeah, I'm not trying to sell this amp in this video. I'm trying to give you my honest opinion. And my honest opinion is that it's a bad amp. So, if you don't like this review, give it a thumbs down. And let me know in the comments, because I'm sure you will. And if you did like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you did like it, leave a comment below just saying basically, hey, I liked it, thank you for your honesty, or something. I find your beard to be funny looking. Whatever. And subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell notification thing. Support me on Patreon, because I buy the gear that I review, so you get honest opinions, honest reviews. And I am going to end by playing a bit on this amp. Turned off the overdrive, because I'm going to use the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen overdrive. And, well, hope you liked it. Hope to see you in another one. Take care. Goodbye.